Alright, now let's see how we can create our own middlewares. For an example, you are working on a project where you have two types of users. The one is normally a member and the other one is an admin. And what you want is basically you want to restrict the members roles users so that they cannot be able to access the admin pages. And the way you can check those is by creating your own middlewares. Alright, and then you can apply that middleware on certain pages so that if the user with the role member tries to access that page, they should be redirected back, or they should be shown an error that you do not have access to that page. So let's create our first middleware. So how we can create a middleware? We need to go into our terminal and type in a command php artisan make middleware and give this name middleware, give this a name. So I will say verify, or maybe let's say admin middleware, like so. And you will see that this has been created inside the app http middleware and admin middleware. So let's open that app http middlewares and then the admin middleware. Now when you open that admin middleware, you will see you have a one function which is called the handle. Now inside this handle you will have access to everything. You have access to the request itself, the request object, and then you have the closure, which will be like the next statement where this should point to. Alright, so now you want to apply a condition that if the user is logged in and he has the access of an admin. Alright, so what you can do is basically you can just check if auth check. So this will check if the user is logged in, and maybe you have a column defined in the users table which is like is_admin, and you set the value of is_admin to boolean, either it is 1 or it is 0. So what you want to do is basically you want to check if auth user, and for an instance I assume that the column name is is_admin, is equals to 1. Now if it is equals to 1, then what we want is basically we want the user to have the access of the page. Otherwise, let's say I want the user not to be able to access that page and just throw an error, maybe dd say, let's say you do not have access to the page. Alright, or you can also use the die here, and then inside here you can say 403, which is the forbidden code. For an example, let's use the 403 for an instance, and because we are not logged in, and let's apply this middleware on our routes. Before that, we need to register this middleware in the middlewares array. So all we need to go into the app http and then the kernel, and when we open that kernel we have the middlewares all here which are listed up here. So first of all we need to define the middleware here. All I can do is basically I can type in my name of middleware. So we have admin middleware, and then use the class. And then finally if you want to give the alias, then I want to give the alias here. So I will use is admin, and here I will say admin middleware, and use the class. Now we have registered the middleware. If we go to our page and let's reload, we have everything working. But actually I think so it's not working because our pages are not loading. Okay, the issue was here I have registered the middleware globally, which means that this middleware was being applied to all my requests, whereas I wanted to only apply it on some certain routes. So for that I have removed the middleware from this middleware array and I have used it as here. Now if I reload the page, I see everything. But now let's say if I want to apply this admin middleware on some certain routes. For an example, let's say on our home page here, I want to apply a middleware. So I will set this to middleware, this one, and we have the name of is admin. So now if I reload, I see we have 403 error here. Now the reason is that because we are not logged in, so I have changed a condition here, so like which says if either we are not logged in or the user is not admin, all right, or the user is not admin, this one, and I am just dump and die like I do not have access to this page. All right, so now if I reload, I see this error message, and if I just try to go to login, I should still be able to see the login page. Now this is how we can actually register a page. So if I go do a quickly recap, I have registered a middleware, and then I have introduced this middleware or set this middleware to this middleware aliases array, not globally, because if you want to set the globally, we have to change some certain conditions, obviously, because this admin middleware is not for every request. So this is basically only for certain pages which I want to apply on, and then I have created an alias of my middleware and then applied it to the web here. So this is how we can create our own middlewares and then apply it to any route as we require. So that's about it, and I will see you in the next one.